I have this Dream Life, a Manifestation coloring adult book. Diary entries. It's real. It's exactly how I felt in that moment. And I am fearful of an editor trying to change that.
This is definitely a dream of mine. I really want my writings to be inspirational and to have an impact.
If you're watching and you went through something similar, something traumatic, you'll come out of it. You will get through it. You just gotta keep pushing and be gentle with yourself. Find things that you love. Find a community that understands you. And before you know it, you'll be at the other side, like how I am, sharing your story and moving on. Hi, welcome or welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Jazzy and this is Jazzy Writes Stories. In today's revision vlog, I'm thinking I'm just gonna give you an update, talk to you a little bit about how my revisions are going, and I kind of wanted to do some coloring. I have this Dream Life, a Manifestation coloring adult book that I've been using. Kind of helps me with my creativity, helps me with my self-care. I really do like art therapy. I've come to find that I do well with drawing, but I haven't really kept up with it. But I'm gonna choose a quote that I find here. If you notice, it says, "Thoughts become things. If you see it in your mind, you will hold it in your hand." Bob Proctor. And I already kind of started coloring that. But basically it has pictures and quotes at the bottom that you can choose from. I already started with one. I release all resistance in attracting the life of my dreams. So I'm gonna try to pick up on this. I'll do a little coloring while I update you. So kind of change a bit of the view.
And just so you can see here some of the pictures, I really like this one. This is definitely a dream of mine, to get married, have a family. You probably don't know this, but I've been married before. Unfortunately, had to get a divorce. But this is a goal of mine. I would love to be in love and have the person be in love with me, and for us to start a family. And when I see this, I think about taking them to Disneyland. But yeah, I won't choose that one. But that's a nice one. I think I had one in mind. I wanted something to do with maybe my goals. I'll choose one that looks, one that might be helpful. Here's one I really like. "I strive to have a positive impact on the world." I'm gonna choose this one. She might be doing a TED Talk. I think that says TED behind her. But I really want my writings to be inspirational and to have an impact. So I'm gonna choose this one while we chat.
So I didn't mention earlier, I am going to a car show with my dad this afternoon. So I'm gonna just catch you up a little bit on the details, maybe show you a little bit of the car show. And then the WNBA All-Star game is tonight. So I'm excited about that. But anyway, what has been going on, right? That's kind of what you want to know. So I have been working on chapters 9, 10, and 11 kind of back and forth. So what I mean by that is I'll add information or I'll add details, and then I'll go back into the previous chapters and add some clues about it. I did decide to change one of the servants' name. I had her originally as Isabel, but since there is Queen Isabella during that time of 1492, I decided to change her name to Jezebel. And if you're a Bible reader, you know the story of Jezebel. So I kind of wanted to hint at the fact that she's not so trustworthy, this servant. She's been around with the family for 40 years, and she's kind of starting to make waves in the sense of telling Allegra, who's about 18 at the time, what to do with her life. So I put that in the scene. As you might remember, Allegra does no longer have a mother. Her mother passed away when she was 13. So even though she has an abuela as well, I'm having Jezebel kind of put her in her place. So there'll be a little bit of a, not so much scandal, very innocent meetup that she has with Diego late at night. And Jezebel finds her and she has a talking to her about how she doesn't want her to be ruining the reputation of the family and any chances that her sister might have of getting married in the future. So that was, I added that in. I liked that part. I added that in earlier this week because my beta readers were saying that they really liked, Jezebel, not that they liked her character, but the beat of it. But she does something at the very end, and I gotta have to build that up more. So I kind of added a beat into that. Let me see. I'm just looking at the dress. I'm decided. My favorite color is purple. I'll probably do more of a close-up, but as I'm talking, I'm trying to figure out if I like the trimming of the color purple for this. But anyway, so I also, one of my beta readers liked Abuela Eva, Grandma Eva, but she was also missing a few beats in the novella. So I added a scene after Jezebel has a talk with Allegra. There's going to be a scene where Abuela Eva comes in and gives her own input. And quickly Allegra realizes that, her grandma walked in her own shoes at one point. So she decides to make a decision. Again, I got to be careful not to give too much away from the story because I want you guys to buy the book and read it and tell me what you think. But that's kind of where I am at right now with my revisions. And again, I've just been going back and forth between chapters 9, 10, and 11, adding details, removing. So again, I'm not too worried about the word count. I think the word count will be just fine. I am more concerned about the beats of the character arcs, and whether I'm really explaining grief well, because that's really the main part of my story. That's the central theme, is becoming resilient with grief. And I do that a lot with, like, my other story with The Legend of Rosa, the superhero thriller. I made sure to really incorporate grief in the story, and that is my aim for this story as well, building resilience. Even though hardships can happen, you can get through it. You might not be as whole, you might be a little broken, but in the end, you get through it. So that's kind of the theme that I'm going for. This is a pretty cool little pencil case. It came with a little eraser too, with some pencil shavings. I'm like, oh, I need to shave my little pencil. It kind of reminds me of elementary school. So that's basically where I'm at. I am hoping that I can finish these revisions this coming week. That's coming up because we're getting closer to September. Now it's July 25th, so we're already at the end of July. And I might have to push the publishing date, which is fine. I didn't make any announcements for this book, so that's, if I push it to October, that should be fine, but no later than October, because I do have the Saratoga Book Festival, which is closer to where I'm at, coming up in October, and I really want to have this book published by then. I'm also working on a comic book adaptation of The Legend of Rosa, my first book, and I also want to have that done by October. That's just more of hiring a cover. Oops. Let's put this in a safer spot. That's more of me hiring a comic book artist, because the writing's already done, the storyline is already done, and I already created a pretty good outline for my comic book adaptation. I'm planning to have it 25 pages, but I just need a cover artist and a, what do you call it, typographer, I guess, you know, the little writings of it, little cartoon graphs that you see that writes out the storyline. I do need help with that part because I have no experience, right? But I'm looking forward to it. I just got to find the right one. There's a few on Fiverr that I like. I just have not made a decision yet on who to hire for that, as far as pricing and getting exactly what I'm wanting and what I'm envisioning. But in that comic book adaptation, there's going to be some bonus features of the story. So kind of excited to share that part. Kind of confused. I'm like, I don't know if there's the part of this dress or if it's like a stand. I'm like, I don't know which part is hair and which is not. Isn't that funny? I don't know if that's a stand or part of her dress. Oh well, right? So that's where I'm at with that. Let's see if there's any other projects I could talk about. I was working a little bit on the translation of The Legend of Rosa in Spanish, but that's probably gonna take a year, to be honest, because even though I can speak and write in Spanish, never done that before, and I want to save costs on that. If you're following Morpho Butterfly Publishing on Instagram, you'll see that I had mentioned it in my newsletter, but that's a project too that's gonna take a while because I have a few literary projects going on all at once. My memoir too, I'm thinking about soon, probably in the fall, once the fall begins, to start sending more query letters out, and I can do a YouTube video on that, like what to say in a query letter, what to write. I have a book proposal, so if you don't know, if you're doing a memoir, anything nonfiction, you want to provide a book proposal with your query letter, the first 3 chapters, stats on other books that are in your similar genre. My memoir is a lot of things. It's very controversial. So I've had literary agents interested, but they've always told me that they didn't feel that they were the right fit because of how controversial it is. So that's fun. I'm having an open mind. Before I was more like set in stone with not wanting, I think I'll keep her with brown hair. Even though I have blonde highlights, I'm just thinking about her hair color. I was at first set in stone with the title of my memoir, but now that I've seen so much pushback, I am more flexible with the title. But I just want to stay true to the story. So in my memoir, it's called The Diary of a Broken Heart, and I wrote it in 2023. Well, I wrote it when it happened, the death of my sister. And it started off as journal entries, Facebook posts that I would share with my family. And then I collected them when a few producers were reaching out to me wanting to do a documentary. I was thinking maybe I should tell my story through a book. So I had already written The Legend of Rosa, but I never published it. It was just more of a book that I wrote on my own. So that was, my memoirs really like my second book. So they're written in diary entries, and my fear is that it's not going to be, if I do get it traditionally published, they're going to want to nitpick the writing. And right now it's so vulnerable, the writing that I had, the diary entries. It's real, it's exactly how I felt in that moment. And I am fearful of an editor trying to change that. So if I do end up doing the traditional publishing route, I have to make sure that the words stay true, the emotion stays true. They can polish it all they want, but I really don't want them changing that much in it, because it's what I went through. It's it was a very traumatic, horrible event. I can't believe I made it out, but I did, thankfully. And I'm fearful. I'm very protective of that story. So kind of give you a little bit more. My sister, her life was stolen, and then my nephew, who I was trying to adopt, the adoption failed. The foster family ended up keeping him, and I'm not allowed to talk to him or reach out or anything like that. So it was very traumatic at the time. They used my grief a lot as the reasoning behind not having him. So very painful experience, but little by little I'm getting better at talking about it, which I think is good. I can't find the color black. I don't think I have black here. Microphone's gonna be brown. But yeah, it was a hard time, but I want to make sure that it's something that is spoken about and respected, and that I'm not having to relive the trauma either, because I don't want to go through that trauma again. It was really hard, and a lot of judgments. People can be mean. And when it happened too, there were so many people on the internet just saying horrible things about the situation, about my family, about my parents. So it's scary to relive those traumatic events, but you gotta be strong, because there's probably someone else out there going through the same thing. And if you're watching and you went through something similar, something traumatic, you'll come out of it. It's gonna take a lot of time, hard work, healing, but you'll get through it. You will get through it. You just gotta keep pushing and be gentle with yourself. Find things that you love. Find a community that understands you. And before you know it, you'll be at the other side, like how I am, sharing your story and moving on, I guess. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. So kind of see where I'm getting the grief with my goal to share stories about grief and about coping with grief and all that good stuff that really drives my stories, because I know how it is. I know how hopeless you can feel, how traumatic it can be, and you really can feel alone if you let it overtake you. You can feel alone. So yeah, My bird's not chirping. Sometimes I'm very spiritual. Sometimes when birds chirp, it's like your angels are saying that they agree, or that they're here to support you. I do feel my sister does watch over me a lot. When I see a blue butterfly, I think of her. And you'll probably notice my logo, Morpho Butterfly Publishing, is a blue butterfly. And I chose the Morpho butterfly because it's the largest butterfly and it's blue and it's beautiful. And Morpho is kind of means like change, like that prefix Morpho. So that's, again, part of my journey and what I am looking to inspire my readers and my audience. You know, change. Change can be scary, change can be painful, but nonetheless, change is always beautiful, and it makes us who we are. Yeah. So talk about I strive to have a positive impact on the world, right? I wasn't even planning on sharing that today, but I guess this manifestation coloring book really kind of helped me open up to you guys. So I hope you appreciated my vulnerability. And I'm going to stop chatting for now and finish coloring this. And then I'll head to the car show. I cannot figure out what this is. It must be a podium or something, but I don't know if it's part of the dress. That's what I got for now. I'm just gonna leave the back white. I don't have black colored pencils, which stinks, but I would have originally put that black, but I gotta get a new set. But yeah, I strive to have a positive impact on the world. That's my manifestation for today.
But I do